Morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode. Man, wealthy, healthy, happy people. We are here live and ready to rock and roll. We're talking about seed time and harvest today. We're following up to our preparing the field message yesterday. I'm your host, ERGJ, the certified financial educator. We got Mr. Beedles in the building.
What's going on, everybody? This is Mr. Beedles, Mr. Wealthy, Healthy, Happy, your financial bomb specialist and small business developer. What's happening this morning?
What is happening? What's happening? What's happening? Hope everyone is doing well. I know we're going to have some people that are going to be jumping in on this conversation, man. As we were talked about yesterday, preparing the field, and we're now into day number 27. Day number 27. We got 4 days left to go, including today, of the Mindset Makeover Challenge. Now, this challenge is spawned from The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Get the audiobook. Check us out at wealthyhealthyhappy.net, and you can get a link there too as well. 30 minutes of your listening pleasure to change your life. And so 30 minutes has inspired us to do the 30-day challenge. And so what we're doing basically, guys, is we're aligning ourselves with that which it is that we want. So the first question you got to ask yourself is, what do I want? What is it that you really desire to do, be, create, or become? And then the second part to this challenge, which I feel like many of us have gotten over this hump. We've created this habit of being positively focused on that goal for 30 days straight. Positively focused on that goal for 30 days straight. So hopefully you guys have been following along, that you have been making great progress, that you've seen some success. And as you continue to progress towards your worthy ideal, we want you to be successful as we are successful so we can partner in your success. And so today we're talking about seed time and harvest. Seed time and harvest. We talked about yesterday preparing the field, but now, man, we felt like we wanted to follow this thing up. And this might be a 2-part, 3-part series. We don't know. I don't really know how it's going to go, but we're going to get this thing started talking about seed time and harvest. Mr. Beedles.
Man, all right, so yesterday we were talking about seed time and harvest. And if you did not get an opportunity to tune in, we have the live replay on the wealthyhealthyhappy.net, but then we also have a shorter condensed version that we put out on the blog as well. So if you don't have enough time to go through the 30 minutes, I think it ran over to like 45 minutes yesterday because it was just that good. But yeah, so we give you a few different ways for you to go back and connect to some of our previously scheduled programming. But today we're talking about seed time and harvest, because yesterday it was about preparing the field. So just a few things to kind of recap for those that are just joining for the first time. We got a few people in the building. Just wanted to acknowledge you right quick. We got Silas Wilk. What's going on? Thank you so much for joining in. And we also have Miss Mika, the Miss Google Queen. And then you got us. We're on here as well. So if you like what we're saying today and you're new to Blab, make sure that you click on the picture and you see those little hands right there. Those are called props. And if something is making sense to you, make sure that you click just like Mr. Evan Jefferson did right there, and you can click as many times as you want if it's really resonating right here or in both places. So seed time and harvest. Now, in order for the field to be prepared, you got to do something. You have to do this thing called work. And so I started looking at seed time and harvest and trying to get a better understanding of what this thing is, what this whole process thing is about, right? And so yesterday we talked about ways that you can prepare your field. You can till the field, you can dig in the field, you can turn over the field, you can cultivate and aerate the field, and all these things equate to a prayer, a meditation. It might be working out in the morning. It might be good nutrition throughout your week. It might be prepping your meals for the week so that you can be properly nutritioned and prepared to take on your goals and stuff for the week. Now, we have this thing called seed. What is your seed? These are things that you have to identify. You got to identify what your seed is exactly. And for different business owners, for different individuals, it's different things. But understand that there is something on the inside of you that you have to give to your field every single day. And that thing we're going to call seed. So it could be a business idea, and that business idea, it needs energy. That energy is also a representation of a seed. And the more that you give of your, the more that you give to your idea, the more that you give to your field every single day, you will start to see your business, your life, your family, your relationships. These things will start to flourish over time because you are giving seed to your field, and you did like we did yesterday, and that was prepare the field.
Man, it's interesting. We talk about the seed, right? Because yesterday we talked about preparing the field. And so the field is going to be is very important because you got, you know, where you plant your seed, you want to plant it in good ground. So the field you want to prepare to be good ground, but then the seed itself, let's call it what it is something that you want to produce. You know, you plant seed in order to get production of some sort. So whether it is that you want to produce a healthy marriage, or you want to produce some vibrant children, or you want to produce this business, or whatever it is that you have for an idea, or you want to produce a better you, it starts with a seed. It starts with something that you are going to plant into this prepared ground that you have set for yourself in order to produce something at the end. So the seed itself, whether you call it energy, whether it's an idea, whether it's you know, actionable steps that you're taking towards the harvest itself, you basically have to plant. You have to take your stake in the ground and say, this is my field, and this is where I'm going to plant, and I'm going to stay in this field, and I'm going to stay. I'm going to continue to work on this field where I've planted my seed in order to get the results or to get the harvest until harvest time. And we talked about that yesterday, because once you plant that seed, you got to protect it. Again, let me say that again. Once you plant that seed, you got to protect it. What does it look like if you walk away from your marriage? You're not protecting it, right? What does it look like if you don't give your marriage any attention? You don't give your business idea any attention. You don't put any energy into it on a day-to-day basis. You're not protecting your seed. So you plant your seed, and then once it's planted, now you have to protect it over time. Protect it over time until the harvest. So as you think about your field, whatever that is for you, whatever industry that you're in, whatever it is you're looking to produce, whatever your worthy ideal is, now we're talking about planting the seeds of energy, the seeds of thought, the seeds of intention, because we live our life on intention. Here's the thing, man. When you plant a seed, right, when you plant corn, you're intending to harvest corn. When you plant an apple, you're intending to harvest an apple. You're not planting an apple intending to harvest strawberries. That would be ludicrous.
Right.
So there is the seed. The seed is the seed of intention as it relates to whatever it is that you're looking to produce.
Oh, that's good. That's the seed will produce after its own kind. Right? Your seeds will produce after its own kind. So what types of seed are you growing? What kind of seed do you have in your back pocket? What kind of seeds have you been sowing? See, because what we can do is you can take a look at your environment right now. You can take a look at your current field, and you can determine what type of fruit you're producing. And if you don't like what's good, if you don't like what's being produced right now, if you don't like the weeds that are in the field, if you got oranges in your field instead of apples in your field, then you have to understand that there is something that you've sown. There was something that you sown last season that is now being produced this season, that's coming up this season. And so, see, there are two types of season, right? There's due season, D-O season. That's the season when you're supposed to be tilling and preparing the ground. And then you have due season, the D-U-E season, and that is the time when you are supposed to be reaping and enjoying your harvest. So you can look at your situation specifically and identify whether you are doing more work in this season or you are doing more profiting in this season. And if there's work that still needs to be done, then you got to get yourself back in the field, and then also understand that your seeds will produce after its kind. And so you have to become an equivalent match to the harvest that you desire, which means that your seeds have to be an equivalent match to the harvest that you desire. So we go back to the tongue in your mouth and the one in your shoe have to line up in order for you to attract the things that you desire to have.
And I think that's so important, man, because I know we want to start talking about time a little bit. We're going to open up the seats for our visitors. Is the planting of the seed, man. And, you know, and we can talk about things that we're doing ourselves and things that we're planning, like this show, for example.
Mm-hmm.
The seed of intention and the seed of thought was planted long before we were here today.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? The seeds of intention and the seeds of thought were planted long before we were here today. Matter of fact, it was planted long before Blab was even, created.
Right.
The seeds of thought and seeds of intention. We said to ourselves, man, we want to do a show. We want to do something that's different, something that where we could use our skills, our skills and our abilities to inspire, motivate other people to be their best self. We wanted to do something that was different than what we see on mainstream media because mainstream media wasn't doing it enough. We wanted to bring hope to a community of people to let them know that you can do all things are possible for you to do, but it does take a little bit of work. And so we planted this seed of thought, we planted this seed of intention, not knowing exactly where that avenue or that venue was going to be. But we tried a few different things and we stayed in the field. See, if we didn't stay in the field and we didn't plant our seed, then we wouldn't be where we are right now today doing this show for the masses, for the world, for the globe. Because we could have left our field a long time ago and just said,
it's not working.
It's not working. That's a good idea. There's no way we're going to be on live streaming somewhere where we can actually do a show instead of doing just radio. We wanted to be live. We wanted for people to connect with our passion, with our facial expressions. We wanted to talk to people live and help them spot on at the moment. And so we planted those seeds of intention. We planted those seeds of thought. And then over time, they now have manifested into this show that's been going on for, the past 27 days.
Great about 27 days. But it's because we continue to sow. We continue to sow. We continue to sow. And in your field, and again, I don't know what we don't know what your calling is. We don't know what your idea is. We don't know what your kingdom is. We don't know what your necessarily your field looks like. And so, but what you do get into is after you have planted the seed, you also have what's called time. And every idea has a maturing process, a maturation process. And there are things that have to be done even during the maturation process, during those growth stages that require your time, your talents, and your energies in order to produce the harvest. See, so once you've sown the seed, boom, I throw my seed in the field, you can't just walk away. See, because when you throw your seed in the field and you just walk away, then guess what comes? The birds come, the winds and the rains come, and the weeds come. And so the birds, the winds, the rains, and the weeds, if you allow that to disturb the seed that's in the field, when you come back, when you think it is due season, D-U-E season, and you have not done anything during D-O season, then guess what you get? You get a field of weeds. Man, field of weeds. You don't want to field of weeds. We want lots and lots and lots of harvest. Why? Because when you have a harvest, then you have an opportunity to give from your abundance. And that's what I think, in my opinion, I think that's what it's about. You know what I mean? You can't help the poor if you're one of them.
Yeah, man. So when we think about, when you just mentioned that, you said you can't, obviously we keep talking about don't leave the field. I don't know why. It just seems like somebody needs to hear that, to don't leave the field. I want you to think about, because what he's saying is, if you were to leave the field, if you were not to do the work during due season, then you find yourself, when you're expecting the harvest, for the harvest to be crowded and flooded with things that you didn't intend for it to have. And so there's one word that actually encapsulates that process, and it's called neglect. So I want you to think about right now, maybe there were some times in your life where you had a field that you neglected, and how did that turn out? Also think about a time that maybe you neglected something, but then you realize, I'm not giving this the type of attention that it needs, and you made a change. You put something in the process to make sure that you gave it the necessary TLC that it needed for you to get the harvest that you were looking for at its DUE season, its desired end. Because you can change that at any point in time. You may not have left the field, but maybe you've been neglecting the field. Maybe you've been laying on the couch a little too long. Maybe you've been giving your attention to too many other things that don't relate to your productivity. Maybe you've been busy but not being productive. I want you to really think about this so that you can get back to the place of focused attention to that which it is that you want to create, be, do, or become.
That's good.
Don't just not. It's not just leaving the field, but also don't neglect the field. Most people have regret because of neglect. Let me repeat that again. Most people have regret because of neglect.
And all of that is of our making. And that's again, that is the beauty of enlightenment and becoming aware of what you truly have. Right? We've been gifted with the power and the dominion to be fruitful and multiply and subdue all that we are in control of. And when things aren't going your way, you have to understand that the reason why they're not going your way is because you are probably not giving the proper time and attention to what you are responsible for. So again, I use fitness as one of those examples because I think that we all can relate to it. And when and your body is your field, and it is to be tended to, but you can start seeing your body and your field get out of sorts. You start seeing weeds come up, like your knees and stuff start aching, and you start seeing your abs. They're not showing up no more, and your biceps and your triceps and stuff. You know what I mean? You're not as strong as you used to be, and the reason why is because you are neglecting your field, and then you get upset when you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see. And it's because you've neglected your field. So the beautiful thing is that guess what? You can decide today. You can decide today that I want things to be completely different in my life, and I can start today. I can eat better meals today, which is tending to my field. I can go out and I can do 30 minutes of rigorous exercise so that I can tend to my field today, so that when I go back to my field and I look in the mirror, I can start seeing progress. And even if I'm not seeing it physically, I know it in my mind that I'm starting to do the work. And that's what will happen in your field. You'll be working in your field so long, and you are looking out into the pasture, and you're like, man, where is my harvest? But know that if you are working in due season, then the harvest, it has to come in DUE season, because it's just the law.
And so, it just came up, don't grow weary in well doing. And we tend to continue to do that in our lives. We continue to grow weary in well doing. Now, why is that? I think because we're infiltrated with thoughts that don't align with our mission. And we let those thoughts, become real. We let those thoughts dominate our thought life. We don't take control of our own thoughts. And so maybe there's a word that came from a friend. You're like, man, maybe my friend is right. Or maybe there is a, something on TV or something that came into your hemisphere that gets you out of whack. Maybe something happened in life, a setback, a temporary defeat has happened. And we let that become more than just temporary. We take it on, because that's just kind of who we are as people. We're resilient people, but we have to get over those things and keep on keeping on. We have to keep on keeping on until we get what it is that we desire, until we become who it is we want to become, until we have accomplished that goal, so that we can set an even higher goal. So we're talking about this time essence. We're talking about this, and I really like this, Mr. Beedles, that you came up with the due season and the due season. Due season and the due season, because many of us are just waiting on the harvest. And,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And that waiting period is passive instead of active. I'm passively waiting on to get the check in the mail, even though I haven't serviced any customers. You know what I
You
mean?
have passed out a business card without motoring, and nobody knows that you're in business.
Yeah.
You haven't put no seed out there. You have no presence. Your field has no coverage. And because your field has no coverage, you can't expect anything in return. You can't. There is a high level. This is what I'm getting into. There's a high level of mental preparation, spiritual preparation that should be done to prepare your field. And I think where we make the mistake is that we come out of our prayer and meditation and we expect for this check to just show up in the mail, because we've heard that before in this thing called the law of attraction, right? And so sometimes we mistake the law of attraction for if I just think about it, it'll just come. And to a lot of degrees, that is absolutely the truth. But then the other piece of that is that you also have to become the equivalent match to the things that you desire. So if you want the great relationship, then you have to become a great person. You can't be you can't be the horrible person and attract a really, really good mate. No, you're not. You're going to attract what you are. So if you're an orange, you're going to get an orange, right? That's it. You can't be an apple tree and get an orange, because that's just not your seed will produce after its own kind. And so we have the ability of transforming who we are. That's the beauty about who we are, is that we can transform who you are. You can decide that I'm going to take different actions today because I want to become this. And in me becoming this, I'm going to attract and produce whatever that thing is. We have that ability. You have that ability.
You absolutely have that ability, guys. And if for some reason you find yourself in a space where you're like, man, I don't know about this ability that I have, all you got to do is just think over your life. And this is the important thing about journaling, meditating, reminiscing, whatever you want to call it. It's a great time about the holiday time, because you get the chance to kind of think about where you came from and think about all that you've come through. And you've seen yourself. If you just look at the last 5 years or 10 years of your life, you've seen transformation. And how you used to think 10 years ago to how you think now. And so if that remains true, then you can say to yourself, well, hey, 10 years ago, I thought like this, but now I think now I have matured. Well, I can think differently now so that 10 years from now, my life can be different. 10 years from now, my production can be different. 10 years from now, my harvest can be different. And so that's the beauty of this service called Future by Design, because we help you to tap into changing or designing actually the next 5 years of your life, because the next 5 years of your life can be totally different than the last 5 years of your life. And it all comes down to what you are going to do today, tomorrow, the rest of next year, all up until that time where it is DUE season. So it's all about now is the DO season. So that you can have the DUE season.
Yeah, you gotta do the work, man. You gotta do the work, and that's the challenging part. You know what I mean? But that's also the beautiful part as well. I was listening to Abraham Hicks, and she was talking about the process and enjoying the trip, and she gave an example of being at the dock getting ready to go on a cruise, and we all know that you dock and you ship off, but then you come back to the same port. So right, and so if you're in Disney and you're going on the Disney cruise and you leave, you start at Florida, off the Florida Keys, and then you go around and you come back, and guess where you end up? You end up right back where you started. So she said, wouldn't it be crazy if you were so hasty in your desire to be at your destination that you forget about the trip? And so since you started in Florida but you're going to end in Florida, what if the captain came on and said, okay guys, I know that we're supposed to be traveling for the next 24 hours, 48 hours, and we're going to go around the bend, and you're going to enjoy all these beautiful sights, but because we're going to end right back where we started, I want you to get off the boat right now. What if they said that? That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. So I say all that to say, and maybe I messed it up, but I say all that to say that you have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy the the time. And it is in the process that that you learn about yourself. It's in the process that you get an opportunity to see some wonderful, wonderful things that you've never seen before. And you get an opportunity to enjoy the people that are around you. So, so when you take your cruise, when you start doing that work, understand that the process is what's making you. The process is what's making you. So don't get weary in your well-doing, because you, in order for you to produce your harvest, you have to become your seed. So do the work.
The fun, you know what, the fun, all of the enjoyment and the fun, it really is in the process itself. I mean, because once it's the journey towards the goal that really is where all the excitement is. Because
Yeah.
once you actually open your gift, you know what I mean? It's like the excitement kind of just goes away. It's like, oh, okay, I see what I got. I finally see what I got after I opened my Christmas presents. And so the whole process of looking at the tree and looking at the gifts under the tree and looking at all the wonderful wrappings and wondering what's in the box and all of the whole journey towards that, you know, opening up, taking all the tape off, unwrapping the gift, crushing the box, and really finding out finally this is what I have. And then
Remote control car.
you know, the excitement starts to go downhill from there, because now you have finally found out what it is. I mean, you can take the same process to some other things too, but I'm gonna stay with the gift. But
that's right. Stay in the moment. Right.
But that's where, but that is that journey of 2 weeks ago looking at this thing and wondering what it is my parents got, wondering what this gift is, man. That is where all the excitement is. If you didn't have all that and someone just gave you a gift card or someone just gave you some shoes, you'd be appreciative, but you would have missed out on the process of opening your gifts. And so that is the process. The process is in the opening. The process is in the time that goes by until you actually are opening your gifts, or basically until it's harvest time, where you get to play with what you have produced. Oh my goodness. At the time where you get to play with what you have produced. Too many of us are trying to play before we produce. We put play before work, and work should come first, and then play comes after work. You say work hard to play hard, not play hard to work hard. You know what I mean? If you play hard to work hard, you're going to be working hard your whole life.
Yeah. And the gratification is all along the justify, just do it, the action, man. Ryan Roy said delayed gratification. And I like to take that, you know, perspective and look at it a little bit differently and say that there is I truly believe that when you're in the moment, you're always being satisfied. There's always something to be grateful for. You're always in production if you are in due season. If you are doing your thing, you are producing all along the way. And the manifestation really is only an indication of all the work that you have done in the metaphysical realm. You know, so when you're doing the work, there's so much to be grateful for. And so we get so caught up in the physical manifestation of it. I gotta see it, touch it, taste it, smell it, because we are conditioned by our five senses, that we don't see that once we have thought a thing, it has already started to produce itself. And so we have to get into learning how to enjoy what is being produced, and know that the physical manifestation is on its way, but it's already happening because you already thought it.
Man, well, that's it, man. We're gonna get this thing done on time today. I know we had a whole bunch. It's already. I don't know if we might be picking this back up tomorrow. Right. I know we had another topic as well, but we're rocking and rolling, man. This is day 27 of the Mindset Makeover Challenge. Hopefully today, guys, you got some nuggets, man, that's going to help you get through your day, get through your week, and get through the rest of the year and next year as well. Because here's the thing, guys, it is about the mindset. It is about your mindset. Whatever that is that you want to do, be, create, or become, it all starts with what you have in your mind, what you're thinking about on a day-to-day basis, a moment-by-moment basis. And your thoughts, hopefully they lead to action. I put a post up that said, positive thinking must be followed by positive doing. Positive thinking must be followed by positive doing. And so if you're only thinking about it, that's a start. But then you got to start doing something about what you're thinking, so that you can start to get some of the results that you desire.
Absolutely. Faith without works is what?
So we have the
Dead.
network here, wealthyhealthyhappy.net. Please follow us there. You get a lot of nuggets. We've been doing this obviously for the 27-day challenge, so you may have missed some days. You can catch up on some of the things that you missed, some of the topics that we discussed. Follow us there. And also, there is a place for you to sign up for Future by Design if that's something that you desire, something that you want. If you really want to design the next 5 years of your life and you need some help with that, we're here to help. First consultation is free. And there are also some other nuggets and marketplace items for you to peruse and to take advantage of. And so that's why we're here. We're here to help get your day started. They say that nothing great has ever been accomplished without a little inspiration. And so hopefully you've been inspired today, and you'll continue to follow us Monday through Friday, every day at 7 a.m. as we continue to inspire the nation and inspire the world.
Oh man, I'm excited. I can't say no more about it, man, but just excited. I'm excited, man, and I'm changing. I am changing. I am seeing the benefits of this show personally, specifically. And I just love it, man. I do. I love it. Every morning, 7:30. We getting at it. We're getting after it. I can't wait to see what the next 30 days.
Yeah, man. We're gonna come up with something. We creative. So that's our show today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, man, to Seed Time and Harvest. We might follow this up tomorrow with day 2 of this. We're obviously rolling into Christmas, so you guys, if you're getting out and shopping and all that stuff, make sure you be careful out there. It's procrastination. You know how it is. Get the last minute gifts or the FedEx people not arriving on time. Just be kind. It's that time of the year, man. But we are here today. We'll be back again tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, subscribe to both of us so you know when we're back on. This is the Wealthy, Healthy, Happy Show. We are wealthy. We're healthy. We are happy.
And we are out.